Hey folks, Country Prepper here. Well, I just got back from my morning shift at my new job and got the wood stove fired up, waiting for it to warm up the garage. Sorry for the lack of content last couple of weeks. We had a storm Monday that took out our internet, and it's Saturday now. It's still not fixed, so I don't know if this video will get uploaded today or in a few days, but we'll see what happens. And last week was just really hectic. I made a few mistakes that cost me a few hours to go back and correct, which turned into a few less hours of sleep, so I was pretty well exhausted all week. But this week's been a lot better, and I'm getting the hang of it. But that also got me to thinking about what I want to talk about in this video. In my previous video, I talked about how I was preparing for this new job by changing my sleeping schedule and my eating schedule and getting my get-home bag squared away, my EDC, and all that good stuff. These last couple of weeks got me to thinking that no matter how much you prepare for any type of situation, you can never be prepared enough. With like my get home bag, there are things that I need to add to it, and I actually need to get a bigger pack for that, just so I can fit everything in there. Right now I'm going to attach an extra pouch to the molly webbing on the front of it, and I'll get that all squared away, and then I'll get a video done on it. But I'm just trying to make sure that it's just as complete as I can possibly get it before I do a video. But, I mean, that's just one example. Another thing is, like, the last time we had a major storm and it took out the power, there were things that I really wish that I had done ahead of time, things I'd have bought ahead of time. Main thing, is probably my next major prepping purchase is a generator. But I've been looking into those and putting a lot of thought into it and doing a lot of research, and I think I want a dual fuel type of generator, one that'll run off of propane or diesel. And the main reason is propane is, in my opinion, it's safer to store than diesel or gas. And you know, it's more expensive that way. But I just think you know, Diesel's not so bad. It's not really volatile like gas, but it'll burn for a long time if it ever catches a spark, and there are always sparks flying in this garage, especially if I'm getting into making knives and stuff like that. There's going to be a lot of sparks, so I don't want that. Definitely don't want gas in that situation, but propane being in steel tanks, I think, would be the way to go. So that's kind of one of those things, you know, you always got to put a lot of time and research into the things you're prepping for. But even still, I don't think that you can ever possibly be prepared enough, no matter how much time and thought you put into it, how much money you put into it, any of that kind of stuff. You know, we haven't experienced any type of major, I mean huge disaster, you know, that a lot of us are prepping for. The multitude of shit hit the fan scenarios is just unreal. Like if Yellowstone went off, or the New Madrid fault line, or you know, there's just a major war or an economic collapse or a grid attack. They have hacked our grid. It's been proven that they can do it. So, you know, those are a lot of things that I think about, and, you know, how could you possibly prepare for everything? Part of the problem that I've noticed over the years is that in this community, the YouTube videos in this genre, they focus a lot on gear, and gear is fun, gear is awesome, I love gear, but the boring stuff is the most important stuff, and gear is what gets views. So we don't focus on the things that are the most important, because they're kind of boring and they don't get views. You know, for example, like water or first aid. I've done some first aid videos. They hardly get any views. I've done some videos on water. They hardly ever get any views. We put a lot of focus on bug out bags and knives and, you know, stuff like that get views because it's more fun. But the boring stuff is more important. you could never possibly have enough water on hand, in my opinion. However much water you think you need to at least double it. And that's just my opinion on it. Not only does prepping cost a lot of money, but it takes a lot of storage room too. And so that's another reason why I don't think we could ever be prepared enough, because you'll run out of room eventually, and you're not going to go buy another bigger house just so you have more storage room. For more prepping supplies. It just seems like it's pretty much impossible to be prepared for everything, but we just have to do our best. So this video is basically just a reminder to do as much as you can while you can, because we just never know when shit's going to hit the fan, or some natural disaster's going to hit, or, you know, just whatever the case may be. And I also want to get your guys' thoughts on the subject. I always love hearing your guys' comments, or reading you guys' comments. I don't hear them. I don't have voices in my head, I swear to God, guys. So anyhow, that's it for today. I thank you guys for watching. See you next time.